A new year is upon us and I have big plans for 2025. I am so excited to really sink my teeth into this house. We've done a few projects, but really last year I was pulled away to the Arizona project and some other projects, and I did not get to do as much as I wanted to our new home that we moved into. So I am so excited to start chipping away some of those projects, but I really want to be a co-creator with you because I need your advice. I've got so many ideas and I need to bounce them off of you, and hopefully you can give me your opinion. Also, you asked to do a Q&A, so I'm going to be doing that in this episode as well. So let's get started kind of with the first area that I want to address. The first place I'm going to be doing is first I need to finish my son's bedroom. I'm going to plan that with him. It's been unfinished since we've been in here. I mean, it's not terrible, but like it needs paint. It needs a good clean job. It's still unfinished on one wall that we added last year. So we did the one son's bedroom, but we haven't done the other son's bedroom. And it's interesting because we had just done his bedroom in our last house. And so it's time. I'm not going to procrastinate that anymore. That's going to be the first thing that I tackle. But then we're going to be doing some projects in my kitchen because we spend so much time in the kitchen. And one of those projects that I've been talking about since we bought this house, and it seems like that can keeps getting kicked down the road. And that is going to be also something that I try to tackle here very soon. One of the problems that we ran into is that I actually went to start that project, but then I opened it up and I realized that instead of like an accordion style vent for the range hood, it was plumbed in there like HVAC. So I'm going to probably need to hire a professional to come lift that up because we need to raise the range hood about 6 inches to get it to the proper height. I've got my Drill by Aaliyah. This is my drill. It's beautiful, amazing. I love it. We've got some screws up here. We are going to unscrew it to see what we can find up underneath. Yeah, hopefully that didn't go. All right, do we shimmy? Or do we just we're gonna get down. We're gonna do this whole charade again. We've got another screw on this side. Please let it be able to shorten it easily without it getting too nuts. Okay, so we've unscrewed this. All right. Okay, what in the heck? I was hoping this would just pop off, but what in the world do I need to? I don't know how to get this okay, it's not. We might have to hire a pro. Crap. I was hoping it was one of those, you know, like almost like those dryer vents that are like accordion and you can just, it's not. It's in there good. So now it's time to reassess. But in the meantime, while we're thinking about that, maybe I will come up with a template of how we're going to cut it out. In the meantime, I am very deflated immediately. All right, dang it. Time to call in the pros maybe? I don't know. Now I might play around with that and see if there's any other alternatives, but that was one little hiccup that I ran into. And with it being like the holiday time, trying to get that scheduled made me feel a little guilty. So we'll see what we can work out for after the holiday season. I'm filming this episode pre-Christmas at this point, so I just didn't want to mess with family time and all of that. Okay, so we're gonna get the range hood done as soon as I possibly can. Then I've got another really cool project for the kitchen, which is I want to do something really fun to the pantry door. And what I'm envisioning is altering the existing pantry doors and turning it into one that has windows in it, but ones that are reeded, because I am not the most organized person in the world. I hope that I've communicated that on this channel before. I try, and actually I've done organizing classes and I know what I need to do. It's time, it's busyness, and I know you're all can fill me on that one. So that's another thing that we're going to be tackling this year is I'm really going to try to tackle some organization and really tackle it from the perspective of somebody who's not naturally organized. Like it doesn't come, like I know what needs to be done, but it doesn't come naturally. My creative brain doesn't want to part with things because I see like value and use in like everything. So that makes me like almost like a mini hoarder, but I'm not quite a hoarder status, but it's really hard for me to part with that. So we're going to do better, because what I need to tell myself is somebody else can take the value and see the value in it, hopefully. So maybe I can come up with some practical tips for people who are not naturally organized, and maybe we can even collaborate with somebody. I don't know. If you've got a favorite YouTuber that does organization videos, hit me up in the comment section below and maybe I can consult with them. So once we tackle my son's bedroom and the couple of remaining projects that I'm gonna do in the kitchen for now, like I definitely down the road want to do a full kitchen renovation, but there's just so many other projects that I think are more important that I will have gotten the kitchen. When I finish these 2 projects or so that I have in the kitchen area that I want to do, I think it will be in a state where I can be really happy with it for now, and then a major kitchen renovation later, because there are some other areas that are really needing addressing in my home. So this is where it kind of goes up in the air, and maybe I can get your feedback on what order to tackle these projects in, because I want to do all of them all at the same time. And so maybe you can tell me some of the ones that you want to see me do. Let's see, we got the family room. I am hesitant to start the family room because I know what a big project that is going to end up being. However, it bothers me so much. It's also going to be kind of expensive in the fact that we're going to have to address the flooring. I have a fire case. So let's just talk the design plan of what I want to do in this room. I want to get rid of the monstrosity, and I've run into a hiccup with that because apparently my husband likes it. So he thinks it looks like something from Star Wars, and he loves Star Wars. He's a huge OG Star Wars fan. I had no idea. To me, I'm like, this is so ugly and not functional, and like there's no value in this, but he loves it. I'm gonna have to work on him on that. So I don't know if I can get to it right away, because I'm gonna have to negotiate, shall we say. Because what I envision is just knocking that functional thing down. It has cords, like I had mentioned in a previous episode. Because of the way it's set up, the cords are all exposed and running out, and maybe there's temporary fixes that I can do for that. I don't see the value in doing those temporary fixes, because what I really want to do is just take a sledgehammer to it, just say. And what I want to replace there is I want to do a beautiful fireplace, maybe with some stone, maybe with another faux cast stone fireplace, but of a different shape a little bit, maybe a little bit different detailing. Then I also want some places to put like some of the gaming systems, and we have a few DVDs, but some games and other things that you would normally have in a family room, we need some storage for that. Now, I had originally planned on doing some built-in window seats, and I know some of you had mentioned doing that as well. I loved that idea. However, my kids are doing virtual school, so they do schooling here at home. I don't know if you all knew that or not, but they do. I'm going to be probably setting up some desk areas in an upcoming episode so that they can have a really nice, good place to learn. They've been doing it at like the dining room table, and I think that there's an opportunity to put really nice desk setups on each one of those window areas. Also, I hate the sofa in there. It's not comfortable for anybody. It's looking tired. Anyways, it just doesn't work for me in that space. Also, another problem is once we rip out that monstrosity, either we use that exact same footprint that's already there for the fireplace unit, and I don't know if I want it to come out that far. Maybe I do. I might leave the same footprint, but if we don't use the exact same footprint, we need to do flooring in there. And honestly, I kind of want to do flooring in there anyways, because what they did is they used a different tile to try to match up the original tile, but when you try to really match up the original tile, it never works out well. And then they laid it in a different pattern than the original tile, and this was like a case of trying to match up the existing and missing the mark, and it's obvious. What I envision is ripping that out and putting in the same engineered wood floors that we put in the rest of the house. However, that's expensive. So doing the fireplace wall is a little bit expensive. I envision doing some picture box molding in there. Maybe it needs some crown molding, it needs some lighting. It's very dark in there. So that room really needs a lot, and I could see it being in a lot of different episodes. I don't know if I'm ready to tackle that one quite yet. Maybe. It does bother me immensely, and it's a room that we spend a lot of time in. It may need to scooch up on that priority list. It might need to be the one that we address first. That being said, I also hate my laundry room. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that my least favorite chore is doing the laundry. Actually, not doing the laundry, it's folding, but it all kind of is one chore that if I could get rid of, that might be one of the one chores that I get rid of is laundry. But nonetheless, it's a necessary evil, and I just know that if I had a beautiful laundry room, that it might inspire me to do laundry more and better, because I know if the room is not beautiful, because decor obviously speaks to me, it's what I based my whole career on, I'm not gonna wanna go in that room. So I need to make it beautiful for me to want to go in that room, and then that might inspire me to do more laundry, and I'm sure my family would appreciate that. So here's the design plan for this. So I have looked on Pinterest and gotten a lot of inspiration, and actually I might go ahead, I have a private Pinterest board of like all of my inspiration for this home. I may make that public for you and link it below so that you can kind of get an idea of like the feel of some of the things that I like. And I am oscillating between two kind of very different looks. And one of them is black cabinets with a gold hardware, and then maybe like a Carrara marble or something that looks similar, like a quartzite or something that has that marble look. I have this one that's in my folder that is just so beautiful. It speaks to me. It's rich, it's gorgeous, and it looks very high end. That being said, I equally love a light, bright laundry room with maybe like a taupe colored or a tan colored cabinet with the same like Carrara marble or quartzite top, and have it be more light and airy. I love both of these looks, and I really keep going back and forth on what look I want. Now the laundry space, it's not small, but it's also not a very big laundry room. It's kind of deceiving because you walk down kind of a long corridor, but it's more of like a walkway. So it feels like it's bigger than it actually is. And I feel like there's probably ways to capitalize on that like hallway area walking into the bigger laundry room. There's also like very little cabinetry in there. And so we definitely need to put in some new upper cabinets, maybe keep the existing cabinets that are on the one side. So we're gonna go back to the laundry room here. Okay, again, don't judge. Oh my word. Maybe I'll pick up a couple of these things. I don't know if I want to take it. It's so bad. Okay, here we go. We'll do it just really quick. So we have a whole bunch of paint buckets, and I don't even, okay. So we have a whole bunch of paint buckets, and I don't even have words. This is like, okay, so here's some door options that I'm considering. I don't know if I'll go with any of these, but this is kind of the exact same color as my trim. And then there's a black, and there's a raised cabinet. I don't know if I'm feeling that, but more like that and that. Laundry. Okay, real people live here. So what I'm thinking is stacked unit like right here or over here. I'm kind of debating. Maybe the stacked unit over here and the fridge here. And then as you can see, we have so much height and opportunity to put cabinetry up here as well as up here. And like hiding like the extra toilet paper and filters and all of that. And that's a sink right there, but it's full of laundry right now. Now I could have cleaned up more before showing that to you, but I'm trying to be real. And that's the way it is. It's chaotic. So again, like if I make this beautiful, I feel like it won't look like this. Am I just telling lies to myself? I don't know. I'm showing you this real life. So this is what it looks like in real life here. It looks, this is real life, people. And this is what I'm talking about. If it was actually beautiful and it had more storage, then I feel like I would feel more inspired to be in there and keep it more organized. I don't know if you're like that, but so upper cabinetry, new countertops, new finishes, and maybe we keep that lower bank that's already there and paint it, or maybe we reface it, or maybe we rip it out. It will just kind of depend on what we decide to do in there. Also, I had a crazy idea. Now, I had mentioned that I needed to get a new washer and dryer. I still haven't done that yet because I was oscillating between doing a front loader and a top loader. And I did a poll. The majority was like, top loader all the way. You recommended a Speed Queen. Now, I am still considering that. However, hear me out. It seems like my refrigerator is always jam-packed because it looks bigger than it is. There's not actually a lot of space in my main refrigerator. So I have this harebrained idea of doing a stackable washer and dryer unit and a backup refrigerator in my laundry room for drinks and other things, and so that my other refrigerator in the main kitchen isn't always stuffed to the brim because there's just not a lot of room in there. So many of you might be like, just switch out the fridge in the kitchen, but I don't really want to do that, not knowing like what we're going to do for like a major kitchen renovation one day. So anyway, so that's my idea, is maybe putting in a refrigerator and a stackable washer dryer unit. And I've done a little bit of research on some units that have gotten really good reviews on like a front load one. So I think that they're making some of the improvements on people's complaints, making them better. So that's something I'm considering doing as well. So with all of that being said, I need your advice. Should I A, go with a dark option, or B, go with the light bright option as far as like the overall look in the laundry room? Second, do you like my idea of doing a stackable washer dryer unit with also a backup refrigerator in my laundry room? So another couple of projects that I really am wanting to tackle this year is we have a guest bathroom that everybody uses, that it's used the most, and it's so boring. It has a pedestal, a vanity in there, there's no storage. And I feel like this is an opportunity to do something really bold and really crazy. But I'm not going to tell you exactly what I have planned in there because it's going to be a little bit of a surprise, but it's going to be something really bold in there. Okay, don't judge. Okay, I'm gonna show you this bathroom. It's kind of a mess, even though I told my boys to clean it up. Here we go. Okay, so this is the pedestal. You can see I've got like a basket down here to kind of hold stuff, but this is where I envisioned something a little bit dressier. And then a nicer mirror, maybe some kind of feature wall through here. Obviously, I have to get rid of this completely ugly towel bar that plagues the whole state of Florida. And then maybe either get rid of that mirror or dress it up a little bit. I mean, how boring is this? And then we've got stuff over here. It's like shoved extra stuff that we're cleaning up from holiday stuff. So this is gonna go, and then like over here, there's something broken. I don't even know what happened there. I'm thinking like some picture box molding here. We've got to do something for privacy on that door other than the paper and tape. So we've got to do that. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with the tile for now. I think we can leave that. It's so totally boring, am I right? so boring. But it has so much potential, and I really want to do something that is like wow and like crazy, like a statement bathroom, conversation bathroom, right? Am I right or am I right? But what I will tell you is I really envision maybe getting like a vintage or antique dresser or cabinet that I can convert into a vanity and do a beautiful maybe marble or quartzite top in there, maybe paint it out black or maybe leave it wood, kind of depending on what kind of condition the finish is in. I'm kind of going back and forth on that. So I'm trying to decide between doing the stained look or the painted black look. I also see doing a more rich color on the wall in there, maybe something a little more dramatic, like a dark green, picture box molding, more beautiful mirror, and then maybe taking the medicine cabinet mirror and either removing that or doing something to make it look a little nicer. So that is all some things that are mulling around in my head. So that's another option. And that is, like I said, the bathroom that gets probably used the most. It's where our guests use, the ones that will be staying in our guest room that's across the hallway. So that is one that is also on my to-do list for 2025. And then finally, and I'm not saying this is the final project that we'll do in 2025. I'm just saying of the ones that are really on top of mind is the stairwell area, because I really think that is such a statement area and has so much tremendous possibilities. So with the stairwell, I'm gonna need your help on this as well. I am going to do picture box molding in the stairwell area. I'm gonna probably do that first before I do all of the rest of the areas. I feel like I can do it on those walls that are like just directly in that stairwell area without going into all of the other ones. I think that there's some natural stop points where we could make that work. Also, I've got a really big opportunity with that niche area. For now, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim it out in beautiful moldings with arched moldings on the interior portion and the exterior portion. We added that little light fixture when we did the nativity that we could do to leave in there. And then I think like adding like a wooden ledge with some more molding on the bottom, just really dressing the area up and so it looks a little bit better. So that is one of the things that I want to do. Where I'm struggling is the stairs themselves. So I have many different ideas, options that we can do. The first one is doing a wood landing area. I've seen this done in a beautiful home of one of my friends, and they did wood on just the landing areas, and then they did carpet on the stairs. And of course, you know, I want to do something more interesting. I was leaning towards doing like an animal print, but now that I have the animal print on the dining room chairs, I would need to go with one or the other. If I do animal print carpet, and I know some people are probably like, that is so tacky, but I've seen it done really classy. If I do animal print carpet on the stairs, then I'm gonna definitely need to reupholster the chairs that are on the dining room. Or I could leave what I have on the dining room chairs and do something else on the stairs. If I do, I want some kind of texture or pattern or something that has a little to it, you know what I mean? A little bit of personality. The other option I've been mulling over is doing wood stairs, and with the, you know, the painted white Friends wood treads, and doing that, and then maybe running a runner over the top of that with some beautiful like brass, I don't know what they're called, like stair runner rails that kind of hold the carpet into place. That can look really elegant. Or maybe I just do the side pieces and then do the carpet in the middle. I hope this all makes sense. So there's just a lot of options on the stairwell, and I would love to get your input on what you think I should do out of like all of those options. This is gonna be a big conversation. You guys are gonna help me co-create some of these spaces, and I am so looking forward to your input. Okay, so those are the big priorities for 2025. There may be other things that come up, little mini makeovers here and there, but those are the ones that I'm really hoping to tackle first. So which one should I do? Oh my goodness. What order would you do these in? Factoring in expense and labor and like difficulty. What do you think I should start with? Should I get the hard one out of the way first? I don't know. Okay, another goal that I have for 2025 is I have been really trying hard to get to 500,000 subscribers for a while. So if you are finding value in this content and you want to help support me in that, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, will you please hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications, and then it will let you know anytime I've uploaded one of these new projects or content pieces. Also, if you want to share it with other people, I would really appreciate that too. And we'll do something fun when we reach that goal together as a community. We'll come up with something. I've had a lot of good suggestions, and I'm just kind of mulling those over, and we will come up with a plan. Also, I don't want you to worry. Like, I've got a lot of these home projects planned that are like kind of bigger renovation things. You will still see my IKEA hacks and thrifting adventures, and I'm still going to do some of the smaller stuff too. Just mix this all in. So I don't want you to worry that I'm not going to be doing doing any of the smaller stuff, we're still gonna do that too. So it's just gonna be a full and fun year in 2025. Okay, so now let's get to some of your Q&A questions. I got a lot of questions from you, and I am going to try to some of them are similar, so I'm gonna try to lump those all together and answer them as best I can. First one is they have some questions about my health and how I've been trying to eat more clean and what that is like, and they also said I should continue on doing it. So this all kind of instigated, if you've been watching my channel for a while, with a health scare that I had about 2 years ago. I got really sick that I had to take some time off from doing what I love, is hanging out with you, doing DIY and all of that. I got so sick. So it really kind of pushed me to eat a little bit healthier. So some of my health goals for this year is not only to continue on eating cleaner, and I haven't been perfect. There's been times where the struggle is real, sugar addiction is real, and it can get the best of me sometimes, and it's not always easy. I have found some really good things that really I love and really work for me, but right now as I'm shooting this, it's the holiday season and everybody keeps bringing me really yummy treats. So the struggle is real, but I am going to continue on. I have found that I really react negatively to sugar. It spikes my anxiety. It makes my body hurt. I feel icky, but it tastes so good. So I feel you. When I talk about my clean eating, it is judgment free, because I completely get the sugar is amazing. I'm terrible and amazing. And so as far as that's gonna go, I'm gonna continue trying to be more vigilant about that and continue on with that journey, as well as I've started a couple new supplements that are really working for me. They make me feel great. They're boosting my immune system. I feel like my skin is looking a lot better on these supplements, and I may share that in the future, but it's not really a health channel, but you guys asked, so I'm gonna tell you a couple of things. This is a year, before I'm just trying to eat clean, and I'm just trying to get healthy. A part of getting healthy is losing weight. So it is going to be a goal of mine, and my husband is also committed to this as well, to trying to lose a little bit of weight. I am a little overweight, and I know that I will feel better and be able to even have more energy and to do what I love to do if I lose a little bit of weight. And again, not judging anybody, I get it. I think a lot of that has been my hormones. My hormones are out of whack. So my doctors and I are really trying to balance out my hormones. It's a really hard thing to do. I thought it would be a little bit easier than it is to find the right balance of hormones. It's been so hard. If you're interested in me sharing any of that, let me know. I'm going to continue on with my health journey and trying to get healthy. Now that's going to entail maybe losing a little bit of weight, just continuing on with my overall wellness journey. So I don't know, that's maybe TMI, I don't know. I have a question on how I stay motivated to start and continue projects, and where do I find inspiration for future episodes, my goals for 2025. So I kind of already addressed what my goals in that arena are for 2025. Finding motivation and continuing the project. So this one's hard. When I was in Arizona, I wanted to quit so bad, you have no idea. But the motivation is the more I stayed there, the more I didn't get home. So sometimes having a real goal of completion, that one's kind of a no-brainer. You want to get home. Finishing a project, there is a sense of satisfaction of seeing the beauty of your hard work. And so for me, that keeps me motivated, because I am seeing the end result when it's getting hard, and maybe when you're running into some problems. That keeps me pushing through, because I really want to see the completed space, and I feel that satisfaction that I get when I complete something. Also lift that monkey off the back, because there's those areas that I was talking to you about earlier. Every time I walk into there, it's I need to do that, I need to do that. So, but I also want to say, if you are struggling with this, don't be too hard on yourself. There's time. Go at your own pace with your health, what you've got going on, because honestly, family is most important. Your health is most important. That takes precedence over finishing all these projects. So that's kind of what keeps me going. And yeah, real quick, where do I find inspiration? That's a good question. It just comes to me. Like, that is such a weird thing to say. I think I walk in and I immediately start decorating rooms in my mind. I can see what it will look like when it's finished. I also go to Pinterest and Instagram and find inspiration, see a pattern of what it is that I like, and that really helps you find direction in where you're going. If you consume enough content, inspiration, then you'll start to see patterns and really know what direction to take a room. So there you go. Hopefully that answers. I've got questions about my tool line and what's the next tool that I'm working on. So we're working on many tools, to be honest with you. So some of those are going to be more like hand tools. We've got power tools going, but we've got things like a measuring tape, a hammer, a toolbox. We've got a bunch of things. We've probably got like 5 or 6 things under development right now. And that's all thanks to you for the support that you have given me in this effort. This is a really hard industry to break into, and you've been really so supportive in that effort. So thank you. Thank you really very much. And let me know, what is the tool that you want most? I'm going to do my best. What I really, really want to get out to you is a nail gun, but I am so picky on this nail gun. It might take a minute. And what I want is going to be hard to manufacture because I want it to be super powerful, but lightweight, so that your arms don't get so tired. So I am very demanding. They don't like me, but I mean, they like me, but I'm really pushing for what we need. I don't know if that answered your question. I'm not trying to be cloak and dagger. I hopefully gave you some ideas, and then you need to give me your ideas of what you want, because I'm really trying to bring them to you guys. One comment was they were really grateful that I am authentic. I really try, you guys. Don't want to put up this false facade. I mean, I can't share everything about my life. I try to do a good job. It's not healthy for anybody to see only perfection, because that is just not real life. Life is messy. DIY is messy. Nothing is perfect, and almost nothing goes according to plan. And that is true for DIY as it's true for life. So I try to share and be authentic, to show you my messes, which I've shared in this episode. I just don't want to be a part of the problem. I mean, again, there's just some things that are private, you know what I mean? So like, you don't want to know all of my things, but I do try to be just as transparent as I can be. What you see with me is kind of who I am in real life. I hope you like that, but if I'm not for you, I totally understand too. You gotta find your people, and I am really glad that you participated in my community, that you're my people. I'm gonna be real with you like I would a friend. So there you go. And that could be kind of messy yet sometimes. I have some questions about drywall installation. I've done it. I am not like the most expert one. I'll link a really good drywall friend of mine's YouTube channel. Like, we're friends, and I'll link his channel if you need some drywall help. Sometimes I'll do some drywall projects here and there, but I don't think that that is something that I will hit in depth. So I'll link that channel. Have you sustained any injuries through your career that slow you down or hinder you in any way? If so, how do you manage that? Being strong and also balance self-care in between. Okay. What I do is very stressful. So just real briefly on the self-care, I get massages regularly because these I get them like maybe twice a month. And that is one little splurge thing that I do. And I know that not everybody can do that, but like DIYing at the intensity that I do, it's the one way that I really, really release. I also take like a nightly hot bath with Epsom salts, and that really helps me out as well. So it's really important to take care of yourself. This is something that I've learned the hard way. If you don't, you can't give from an empty well. So do take care of yourself. Have I ever been injured? Okay. First time ever. I really haven't been like severely injured. Like, I will get like a sliver, little cut here, little this and that. But like when I did the Arizona project, it was 16 hours a day almost for 30 days straight. And that was so intense. So I didn't really address it a lot in the videos, but a lot of you did pick up on some things towards the end of that journey that you saw, like a brace on my wrist and some other things. I was hurting. So I got carpal tunnel in one of my wrists from the intensity of that project. I also like wore my fingerprint off of my hands by doing that project. So I probably should have done better on the wearing gloves. As far as that, I had to get a steroid shot in my wrist just to be able to get that project done. But other than that, I think that's probably like the worst of it. And that took a few weeks to recover, and the brace was really good. So, but yeah, you just got to be careful. I really do try to be very precautious for the most part. That was just like a crazy intense situation. If I were to move to a remote island and had electricity, beautiful house, and a huge shed, what DIY supplies would be on your take list? Okay, always like a finished nail gun, a miter saw, a jigsaw, some wood glue, some wood. I like that. Paint, rub and buff. I don't know, like I could have some fun with those items. So those are probably my top ones. I mean, obviously like a hot glue gun, because that comes in handy. So those are some of my favorites. Okay, so what happened to the resort project in the Southwest? Okay, with construction and building permits and all of that, there's just always like construction delays. So that has been put on pause, but if it ever gets picked back up again, definitely we're gonna be doing that, because that will be fun. So that may be coming up. I've got to touch base with them and see how that's coming along, but it's just been put on pause and not totally off the table as far as I'm aware. I'm feeling like I have too much stuff. I'm very organized, but I have stopped buying stuff and to simplify. Any tips? Appreciate it. Okay, you and we're gonna work together, because I totally relate to this. 2025, I need to purge. And I keep saying that every year, but I need to purge. Do your wheels turn every time you shop? Yes. I can't go into Hobby Lobby without seeing like 1,000 projects that I could do. And the same with thrift stores. And it's a real struggle. Okay, what is the favorite DIY you made in 2024 and least favorite? My favorite 2024 DIY, well, that's a really problem. So obviously I'm very, very proud of the Arizona money pit flip, but kind of have some sour feelings about it a little bit, even though it's now done. So as far as my favorite DIY I did in 2024, it has to be my fireplace mantle, because I am really happy with how that turned out. Least favorite project, I want to say the Arizona money pit flip, just because it upped the level exhaustion. But as far as projects, honestly, maybe some of the ones from the mystery box, because it's just, you're making stuff with stuff that you have no control over. But there was some fun stuff in that as well. I don't know. That's a tough one, because whenever you pour your heart into a project, you're kind of proud of it. So it's really hard to judge which one that you don't like, that you like the least. So I don't know. That's a tough one for me. Okay. How did you and your husband meet? You know what? I'm going to save that one for another episode when my husband can join, because I think it will be more fun to tell it with him. So maybe that will be on the next Q&A. I'm sorry to disappoint you on this one, but I think it would be really fun to have him join me when I do that. So, okay. So hopefully everybody's feeling like in general that your questions are answered. I don't know about you, but I'm so looking forward to 2025. I know that there's going to be highs and lows, struggles and successes. And most important, like my number one goal of 2025 is to build this community to help lift you, that you feel good about yourselves and you feel empowered to do whatever it is that you put your heart out to. That is honestly what drives me on this channel, is helping you. And so how can I help you? Let me know in the comment section below. I love you guys. I feel like we're just a big old family, and I think the world of you. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this episode, here's another one that I think you'll like as well. And to all of you, I hope you will remember that you are more powerful than you know. We'll see you next time. Bye.